Hi there, guys. We are on the picket line live. If you excuse the lorry that has just driven past, you should now be able to see Judge Street, which is Openreach headquarters. So we're here today to support the Repayments Project engineers who went out on strike yesterday and they're on strike today. This is the first strike that has happened in BT Group since 1999, and it's also the first strike in Openreach's 15-year history. So that's why we're here protesting outside Openreach headquarters. Fortunately, we've got Repayments Project engineers who have been really gracious to actually come out here and actually be interviewed. So thank you very much for coming out with us today. We've got some questions for you. So first of all, so for our members and the public who don't really know what this dispute is about, can you kind of explain what this dispute means to you?
Right, the dispute means to me is that it's about the protection of my job. Yeah, I'm an engineering grade, and the management of this company want to change it into a manager's grade, which don't reflect well on us. Yeah, because what we do is protect our clients and also the company. So it is about us protecting our jobs. Yeah, and our terms and conditions.
Fantastic, mate. Right. So, how will these changes to your contracts affect you and your home and family life?
Well, just touching on that. So, as we know, the company, going back to when we had our pensions debate, said they're not going to change our pensions. The same thing's been said here as well with our jobs, that they're not going to change it. But then 2 years down the line, they've changed it anyway. So we all end up on that bad contract. So that's what it's all about. And it will affect our lives because we'll have a loss of earnings and loss of our terms and conditions, sick pay, etc. So it is important.
Exactly, mate. And there is that sort of degree of not having trust in the commitments that BT is actually giving you because they've breached previous agreements before, and there's a reticence on, I think every engineer in the field to actually take that at face value. Right, so, well, Paige is getting absolutely soaked now because of the weather, but we'll try and grin and bear it. Right, so what are you and the other repayments engineers hoping to achieve from this strike? There's 170 of you guys out on strike at the moment, which is going to have a big impact on the firm. But what are you guys hoping to actually get out of this?
We want the D1 grade to remain, not just for us going forward, but going forward for people coming up from the lower grades. They've got something to aspire to. Yeah, this is an engineering grade. It's not a management grade. Yeah, it's highly technical. Yeah, and people are just forgetting the technical side and looking at the money side. Yeah, so it's protecting our jobs now, but also for the future of all these other engineers out there that they've got something to aspire to. That's what we want. Yeah.
And that solidarity for the future is absolutely critical, especially moving into a number of disputes with the company. There are a lot of people coming up on more and more reduced terms and conditions, and it's absolutely essential. And I think the whole union is thanking you for that. So hopefully you've seen the messages from Dave Wald, Terry Pullinger, and a host of other postal reps and members. How does it feel to be the pride of the union at the moment?
Well, my comrades in the postal side of things, yeah, I take my hat off to them. Fantastic. And also how my colleagues and comrades within the telecom side of things have stepped up to the mark. I'm so proud. So proud to be at last this union starting to find a voice on our section, and with the support of the postal workers as well. Well, I'm over the moon with that. Yeah, it's been overwhelming. Yeah.
Fantastic, mate. And I think pretty much the whole union is absolutely behind you guys in this dispute. And, the union is backing you 100%. So what do you have to say to other BT members going through similar issues, threats of redundancy, threats of contractual changes? What lessons should they be taking from your dispute with the company?
Don't believe every word your manager says. You have got a union there. Use your union. Yeah. Speak to your reps. Yeah. You've got a whole force behind you. Yeah. So if your manager's saying this is how it's going to be, don't believe him. Go and check that with your union. You've got rights. You've got protections, and that's what you've got to do. Yeah. And if you're not in a union, sign up. It's the best thing for you. One voice, you're on your own. Many voices, you're not. Yeah, so get in with the union. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic message there, mate. And it is absolutely true. The more isolated we are, the easier we are to pick off and target. But the more collectivised we are, the stronger voice we have. So, lastly, mate, do you have a message for any BT managers watching? I know we've got one on site with us at the moment, making sure we are, sticking to the rules. So, what's your message to any senior managers who may well be watching today?
This don't need to go on. We shouldn't have got to this point. Get round the table with our executive and talk. Yeah, that's what they should be doing. Yeah, thanks.
Perfect, mate. Thank you very much for your time. And as I said before, the whole union is absolutely behind you. You are the pride of the union right now, and we are all behind you 100%. And we're so glad to see members getting this involved, this engaged, and it's good to see, mate. So thank you very much, and everyone behind us too that is on strike as well. Right, so next up we've got Bill Dixon, who is the regional coordinator for Openreach. If you want to join us, Bill, come into our very rainy parlour, shall we call it?
It doesn't take rain to ward us off, does it?
Indeed, mate, indeed. Right, so first question that I've got for you today, matey, is we've heard about from the repayments engineers about their involvement. How essential has it been to have their engagement during this dispute?
Well, they've been absolutely brilliant. You know, at the end of the day, when you look at the sort of ballot and the ballot results, you know, sort of where we got 84% of members have voted for this sort of industrial action, that is absolutely fantastic. And I'm proud as London regional coordinator to be supporting these members here, but not only just these members here, right across London and the South East. We've got not far short of 50 members. They're probably online now, and I'd ask you all to show your support if you can do that through the sort of media. But not only about London and the South East, right across the country, 170 members are there. They're out there. We saw them in Newport yesterday. They're at other places throughout the company, and they're sending this message to BT management to look, have a look again. Have a look at again. These people are crucial to the business. These people know what they're doing. These people have been doing this role for a long time. And at the end of the day, it's not just about themselves. They've got great pride in working for this company. And their pride is that they don't want this role rubbished by the management at the moment. So we're saying to them, management, look again, get round the table. The CW is here. The CW will talk to you. Get round the table and let's stop this nonsense. Let's make sure this stays a D1 grade for these members and for members to come. So this solidarity, and you know, everybody who sees this, can you send a message of solidarity right across there? We had a meeting last night. At a meeting last night, I think it was 420 people of trade unionists, members within within BT, members in CW on the post, and members of other trade unions came on to give their message of support. So I say to all these members, all these RP members, look, we're right behind you. We've got you. We're supporting you, and keep going.
Thank you. Absolutely fantastic message there. So thank you very much for that, Bill. I will try and get Pete Francis's questions, but it's all kind of merged into one, I'm afraid. So we've got Pete Francis here from the NEC. Thank you very much. Oh, the executive, indeed, yeah. So thank you very much for coming on, mate. So I think the first question is going to be quite a tough one because this is a single issue dispute between us, between our members and the company. It's about T's and C's and grading, and the company is making absolutely no moves to actually start communicating with us and sit down and talking. So I think our members everywhere are wondering, when are the company going to start taking this issue seriously and actually sit down and negotiate with the union?
Thanks, Will. Well, up until now, as you know, the company have decided not to talk to us. The only way we're going to get them talking is with the action of our members, the 420 members, and the 170 members that are out there. So and the repayment engineers doing what they're doing and the action they're taking. They've got the whole support of the union behind them, from the General Secretary, the DGST, the Openreach national team are willing to talk to the company 7 days a week. All we want to do is get round the negotiating table and try and sort this out. And as Bill Dixon said, these are highly skilled individuals who are experts in their field, and we know how vital they are to the operation of Openreach. And all we're asking is for them to come and talk to the CW and resolve this issue. We don't want to be on take this action, and nor do our members. But it's imperative that we protect those terms and conditions, and we stick together. And there's solidarity and collectivism is the way that we can achieve this by the action these members are taking.
Fantastic, Pete. Thank you very, very much for that. Now, we've heard the effects that the T's and C's changes will have to our repayments project engineers. Now, members all over are looking at this dispute and wondering if this is going to be their future. So, is this going to be the model for BT to reward its members going forward?
Well, obviously, the company would probably deny it. And, you know, all I can say is from what's been happening over the last 2 years and moving forward, my personal view is that, yes, it is. Because, you know, we're seeing, doesn't matter what CFU, what division you work for, they are changing their policies, changing their terms and conditions, as what the repayment engineer quite rightly said. You know, 2 years ago, we made a pension agreement that was meant to stick and was never going to change again. Within 2 years, they want to reduce the terms on the redundancy payment. Why is that? Why do they need to not to reduce the redundancy terms if compulsory redundancy, all right, they'll call it voluntary redundancy, but why would they need to do that if it's not on their agenda? You know, we've got a better workplace program with buildings closing, leaving thousands of people stranded. I'm the executive, as you know, Will, looking after the London hub, and you know the London and the South East are drastically affected by the better workplace program. The company doesn't want to change that policy at this moment in time, and the only way I think we've got a chance is by the solidarity of the union, sticking together and hoping that we can at least change it. I know Technology made an announcement yesterday where they've decided to have other centres, and we need to ensure that happens here as well. And you can't trust the company to stick to their own policies that now are not thinking they're going to change them because what they've done in the past and what they're doing now.
Exactly, mate. And I think there's a big lesson for every member watching, every member in BT Group, that times are going to be very, very difficult going forward unless the company changes its stance. So how committed is the CW nationally in sticking with our repayments project engineers and winning this industrial dispute?
Well, for the people that haven't heard or been on any of the Zoom calls, seen any of the WhatsApp messages from the General Secretary, the DGST, for David Bowman, it's quite clear this CWU is here for the long haul. They are here to support these guys, these members, all the way through to the very end until we succeed in getting these deserved members what they need. So all I can categorically say is the CW will be here right to the very end to support these members.
Fantastic message, mate. And I think it's pretty clear that the union as a whole, we are playing to win this. We are not going through this process expecting to get like a last minute deal which won't satisfy our members. We are playing to win. So lastly, mate, what's your message for BT and any senior managers or managers that are on site with us right now? What's your message to them?
Well, all I can say is all I want from the company, I've worked for this company for 35 years. I've never been in a position like this. Even, you know, when I was in the strike of 87, I'd only been on 2 years. All I want is this company to come and talk to the CWU, to come and negotiate on behalf of our membership and see what we can do. All we want to do is negotiate, but I want meaningful negotiation, not just turning up for a meeting and telling us what they're going to do and calling that meaningful discussion, meaningful consultation. Let's get down to it. Let Andy Kerr and his team negotiate the right way, the proper way, and what's right for our members.
Fantastic, mate. Really, really clear message there. And very, very warmly welcomed by our repayments engineers currently out on strike. They are been the absolute pride of the union. They are taking big risks to try and secure futures, not just for themselves, but for members coming up. And we have to thank them. We have to stand by them. And they are the absolute pride of the union right now. Not only are they taking risks, they're also getting soaking wet, which, no one wants that. So we're going to sign off now, but thank you very much for coming on. Please share this and please get the message out and support your repayments project engineers. Thank you very much.